Hi, hello and welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video. Welcome back to another Noita daily run. Let's just get straight into it. It is the daily run of Thursday, the 5th of January, where we start off with spitter bolts and fire bolts. No dynamite or bombs, sadly enough. What is our potion? Invisibilium potion, which again does not make us invisible, which is something I should have remembered and not just clicked. Ambrosia potion. What does that do? Food poisoning. Why does everything give me food poisoning? Maybe I should stop drinking everything and I should start making a little pool and try and get into that pool for a second. What does that do? The magical liquid in your clothes make you invisible. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. So drinking every potion just isn't the solution, really. And what does ambrosia do? Ambrosia potion, you feel strange strength. That sounds positive. That's a wand. Wand with some extra fire bolts. Now that we're here, why not? Yeah. Gives us a nice way through to the other side. And it also gives us a nice firework show. That's a lot of oil. I'm not gonna wait for that to burn. Let's find another way around. How have you guys been doing? I've been doing great. As I said, Thursday. Work week is almost over. 2 days left. Although today I wouldn't really call a work day. I did have a little online meeting with one of my colleagues about one of the cases we are gonna start up together, so that was fun. Otherwise, I've had a really productive day so far today, but I got some bank things sorted out, some monetary things. I got a cable so that I can use the old screen my father-in-law gifted me at home as a second screen. I've been cycling around for a while already today throughout Leuven, which is the city I live in. And then just later today I have one client at one of my workplaces, so I'm gonna have to bike over there in this shitty weather. It's raining. One client from 4 till 5, and then I'll just head back home probably. Later today in the evening, we know what this does and we don't want to be involved with that. This is a spell we've never encountered before, I think though, which is why I bought it, because I think that means that we get a new unlock, and I also just want to check it out. I would like to constantly fire a devastating plasma beam. That sounds interesting. But I also fire much slower. Is the plasma beam? Yeah. All right. I can work with that. Later today I also have a webinar on how to be, kind of how to be, but more like the ins and outs and tips and tricks of being an independent clinical psychologist. And I hear you thinking, didn't you, what the hell is going on here? Didn't you have, this is cool. Didn't you have a session like that, like a couple of days ago in one of your previous videos? Didn't you talk about it? And that is pretty true. That's pretty true right there. It's a pretty true remark you make. But then again, this is a different lecturer, if you will. We need to be careful where we are pointing this beam because it melts through everything. Or it even melts through the floor. That opens up some interesting possibilities, I believe. For some reason, it doesn't melt to chains, though. Don't die. Please don't die. I'm just gonna progress. It's not worth the gold. We just need to stay alive. We have a strong build here. We can even evaporate water. Are we able to evaporate the ground with this beam? No, still not. So that's not the case. Chunk of soil sounds interesting. Don't soil yourself. Yeah, alright. I guess we don't need this ability anymore. What? So it literally just produces a whole bunch of soil. And what does that do for us? I'm stuck. Enemies near you take damage is, I think, gonna be very nice for this build, considering we already have to be close because of the little personal plasma beam we have. Alright, a warm welcome in this floor. Make sure that we get rid of this sniper as quickly as possible, because they often cause us a lot of trouble. I really should be using the third wand, even though the bouncing balls don't necessarily deal the most damage. Firing 3 of them in quick succession is gonna help me out a lot. Just a guy battling a rat. Or maybe he was battling his inner demons, you know? Who knows? What's this fluid? I don't necessarily know, but I think I'm just gonna... It makes me float better, that's for sure. The sniper is down there somewhere, so I think I'm just gonna avoid that zone for a second. Explore over to the right a little bit, whether there are any more... Oh, there we go, a nice bounce back crit. Are there any more wands surrounding this area, possibly? It's pretty cool, this beam ability. I think it has the potential to make some crazy stuff happen, and we're stuck again. Alright, this guy is having some struggles turning around, so that was an easy kill. That's what I wanted to say before he exploded into pandemonium. No? Alright, it's time to just try and head down. Don't get hit by anything anymore. Alright, so I was talking about my game plan, and my game plan was not getting hit by anything anymore. I think we can see how that turned out. It didn't turn out all that well. That was a fun run though. We explored a lot of new things, a lot of new unlocks, finally some dynamite again and a pheromone potion to start us off with. Let's do a little speed run, normal run attempt to finish off this video. I am loving all the support on the Noita series. A lot of people are definitely watching me play this game. It's a big honor. It also feels like a responsibility to make some entertaining content, which is quite hard considering how saturated the YouTube market is nowadays. So I think that I really have to do something to kind of stand out if I want to keep you guys enticed to watch my videos and not go into another Noita creator's YouTube channel. People that are probably more skilled at the game, know more what they are doing, or they are funnier than me, which is also not that hard. Then again, I hope that my psychologically insightful commentary and some of the topics I talk about kind of distinguishes me from some other people. I guess a lot of people will probably talk about... That's interesting. A lot of people will probably talk about psychology and stuff, but I'm an actual clinical psychologist, so if I talk about it, you know that it's gonna be legit, which is total bullshit. Sounds like I know everything in the world, which I definitely do not. Like, for example, how to deal with a family in therapy. That's something I definitely still have a lot of learning in. It's something I have a little bit of theoretical experience with. I have read about it, I've had some classes about it, but like in actual practice, I don't yet know how it all goes. And it is different than regular one-on-one therapy, of course, because, well, you have the worries of an entire family to take into account. It's not just one person, but you really need to make sure that every person in the therapeutic session feels heard, and you need to build up a therapeutic alliance or a working relationship, if you will, with every single member of the family, which is often easier said than done, especially in a situation like this one where it is also about parents getting divorced. Ooh, this looks cool. It has fire trail though, so we need to be careful. We know that we can set ourselves on a light, a blaze with these types of wands. There's a frog here. Hello, Mr. Frog. Can I do something with you? I can kill you. I am sorry. I hoped I could pick him up maybe as like a pet in the future or something, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, family therapy. It's not necessarily something I saw myself doing immediately, but I guess I am broadening my horizon. It's hard to strike a balance between like being open for experiencing new things in therapy and trying to help people with new struggles, while in the meantime also making sure that you don't get into stories where you don't actually have the competence to deal with it, if that makes any sense at all. Creatures become more friendly to each other is awesome. We definitely need more friendliness in life in general. I took long distance cast on this ability, on this spell, on this wand rather, and it already is paying immense dividends. I noticed that it was a very, very strong one, but it had a very short range, and I think we made it a bit better now. Took a lot of damage there because there was just a whole lot going on for a second. Not only from like a standpoint of just wanting to do things that you find interesting, because I think that a family therapy session is something very interesting and I'm intrigued by it, but also like energy shield sounds a bit defensive and I think we can definitely use some defense. Broadening your horizons like that also makes sure that more cases are able to land on your doorstep, you know, and from a monetary standpoint that is of course also nice. Not that it's the most important part for me, of course I need to pay rent, so I need to make some money, but here we go, we have an energy shield now. And I guess we have, no, we don't have room for speed up. I want to keep this wand like it is. Creatures become more friendly to each other, creatures become more hated to each other. Let's pick both of them. I gave up a wand spellcast speed upgrade just for this meme, so I hope you guys can appreciate me doing that. Another thing you can never know for certain in the world of being a caregiver, a therapist, a psychologist, is what you read in the books and what you heard in class helpful enough to actually make sure that you are able to also help people that are struggling with something, you know? Because it sure is possible that there has been a lot of explaining on a certain topic, on a certain subject, and you know in theory what the disease is, for example, all about. But every specific case is so unique and so different that sometimes just having the information from textbooks is not nearly enough to actually treat somebody. Is this energy shield? Seems to be just like blocking a whole bunch of stuff, really. Uh-oh. Make sure that it can still block everything though. Don't have the robot explode on our face. Learn from our mistakes. We're almost dead all of a sudden. It scares me. There we go. Robot is gone. I want this gold, but I don't want to be on fire. I am on fire. Use the blood to douse myself a little bit. And now let's head down a bit more quickly. This doesn't matter. That was a teleport wand. It mattered. I'm just very dumb. That's oil, right? Alright. Now we can just patiently wait for that to burn off. Another dynamite wand, but it looks cooler than a regular old dynamite wand. What does this have? Formation above and below. Alright, so this is a dangerous dynamite wand, if you will. We'll be careful surrounding it though. That was very ballsy, really unnecessary of me. But I wanted to progress. Another one of these types of shops. I think I'm gonna leave it as it is, man. I'm quite satisfied with how my wands have turned out so far this run. Projectiles around me are slowed, but if I do get hit, I take more damage. I thought this would be a nice upgrade with the rest of our build, because I feel like even if I take a hit, I take less damage because of the energy shield. I also love that my weapons have this stun effect that makes enemies drop to the floor. Can we kick this box out of the way, maybe? Uh-oh. Oh, one of those monsters, or robots rather. I think we're still not capable of dealing with that in a proficient way. I wonder why all these enemies are so friendly to me too. Is that because of like the friendly perk I got? But I thought it would just be monsters with each other. There's so many enemies. But for some godforsaken reason, we are actually able to deal with all of them. I want to check out this wand real quickly. That looks insane. Never fire that wand again. Just don't. Absolutely do not fire that wand again under any circumstances. I want to pick up that gold, but it's not worth getting into the fire. My FPS has also dropped immensely. Something is causing a whole lot of lag right now. Interesting. Let's use some dynamite to break through here. I didn't see 3 sticks of dynamite there. Yo! I want to get some dynamite in here so that that thing next to the turret blows up. It's proving to be harder than I thought. Maybe like this. Yeah, there we go. Does that deal any damage to the turret at all? No, it doesn't. Oh, it's already dead. My FPS is just almost at unplayable levels. I should really just try and get down. Go to the next level if there still is a next level. Or I don't even know. I don't even know what hit me there. But we set a lot of records. We made a lot of progress. And we had a nice little Noita episode together. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.